Hey guys, my name's Tiffany from Blazers and Blue Jeans, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about all things thrifting in Tampa, specifically my favorite thrift stores in Tampa. I should say like top 5 thrift stores in Tampa. If you guys didn't know, Tampa is like booming right now, and there's an area called South Tampa that is pretty expensive to live in. There's a couple thrift stores that I absolutely love going to, and I'm going to tell you guys where they are, and I'm also going to tell you guys some of the good things that I found there. And these are going to be in no particular order, although I will admit I totally have a favorite. So first up is Sunshine Thrift, which is on South Del Mabry Boulevard, and I would say that that's like in the heart of South Tampa. Sunshine Thrift has a couple of other locations which I have never been to, but the one that I always go to is in South Tampa, and literally every time I go there I find great things. They use like colored tags, and every week they have different colored tags on sale. There's always 2 different colors, and sometimes during like holiday weekends or like extra sale weekends they might have 3 colors instead of 2. But if your items are one of those 2 colors, it's an extra 50% off. They have I would say a pretty big clothing section that's predominantly like what I go for. Sometimes it can be a little disorganized, I will totally admit that. Like it's not always by size, so if you're looking for like a sweater, there's just a sweater section. It's not like small, extra small, medium. So you definitely have to do some digging. So in addition to clothing, they sell home stuff, which I would say that their home stuff's like kind of okay. I've never found anything there that's like groundbreaking or amazing. It's mostly just clothes. They also have shoes, which I have found a couple pairs of shoes there that have sold really well. They have a lot of like handbags and jewelry. They don't really have any furniture because it's kind of a small store. The kind of brands that they have are brands like you can find at Macy's, Nordstrom, Anthropologie, J. Crew, probably some brands from like Kohl's. But I would say a lot of the things that I have found there and taken are probably from like Nordstrom, or like I've found things from Revolve before as well. So I would say they're also pretty reasonably priced. Like I think shirts are a standard price of like, I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head, but like $3 or something. Sometimes if an item is brand new with tags, they will jack up the price. I've seen that before, but even in some instances, it's worth paying up. For example, I found this Rebecca Taylor top that still had the tag on it for $275, and they wanted $17 for it. And it was 100% silk, so even though it was like 20 bucks, I still bought it because it was a good buy. And another really great thing that I found from there is this Anthropologie mug, which is super cute. I think it was like $2. And Anthropologie mugs, for me at least, sell really well on Poshmark. Another thing is this pair of Lilly Pulitzer overalls, which I was so obsessed with, but when I was trying them on, the tag accidentally came off because I wasn't really paying attention and it got caught on something. So when I went to the cashier and I said, hey, the tag fell off, but this is the tag that was on here, they couldn't sell it to me because if the item doesn't have the tag on it, they will not sell it to you. Next up are these Allbirds shoes, which these sold really well for me too. They were almost brand new, really decently priced. So I got those. This Alice and Olivia midi dress, which I actually sold twice. I sold it on Tradesy, and it didn't fit, so they returned it, and then I sold it on Poshmark for actually more money than Tradesy, so that was a really good buy, and thankfully it wasn't in my size, otherwise I probably would have kept it. And then lastly, this Arizona clock, which I'm pretty sure someone like handmade this, but I thought it looked super like, I don't know, from like the 60s or 70s, so I just had to buy it. And right now it's just sitting in my closet, So next up is Avalon Exchange, which is down the street on McDill Avenue, also in the heart of South Tampa. The original Avalon Exchange, I think, is in Orlando, and I'd gone there before and found out that they were opening a location in South Tampa, and I was so freaking excited. So I would say Avalon Exchange, they have a lot of like vintage clothes, like super trendy pieces, so things that you would probably see in like Forever 21. Not necessarily Forever 21 brands, but just like that kind of style where it's just super trendy pieces. So they have a lot of like 90s clothes. They don't sell any home goods, and they also have accessories. They have a ton of sunglasses and jewelry. And let me tell you, they have tons and tons of t-shirts. They have like city t-shirts from when you're traveling, so they say like Jamaica or like St. Thomas on them. They have NCAA t-shirts. I found a couple like single stitch vintage FSU shirts from there. Also a lot of Harley Davidson shirts and shirts from different cities in the US. So if you're looking for t-shirts, definitely head up Avalon Exchange because they have a huge selection. They also have a designer rack, which is, I would say like not super big. It's probably just like one rack, but it has things like Lily Pulitzer, Theory, Reformation, All Saints. So I would say it's like a good mix of designer stuff, and their designer stuff isn't super expensive. They actually sold this Prada sequin dress, which I 100% would have bought. I think the retail price was over $1,000. Still a really good buy, especially if you're going to resell it because it's brand new with the tag. But you can also bring your stuff in if you want to sell to them, and you can either get 30% cash or 45% store credit. So typically what I will do is I will hoard stuff that I know I'm going to bring there, and then the next time I'm there I'll sell to them and then take the 45% store credit. So that way when I'm shopping there, since they do have typically like trendier pieces that sell well, I have that stocked up in my account pretty much, so then I can spend it on that stuff. I would definitely recommend following them on Instagram because they post new items there, and if you see something you like, you can call them and say, hey, I saw, you know, XYZ item on Instagram, and then they'll take down your credit card information, then you can go in and pick it up the next time you're by the store. So a couple things that I have found there that have been really good buys are this Farm Rio romper. So this Farm Rio romper was in like perfect condition from Anthropologie, and somebody wants to say hi. Hello. I also found this Patagonia Cinchilla pullover, which was a men's extra small, but the pattern was really fun, and I actually sold that on Poshmark. Another good find was this pair of Reformation new with tag jeans. These were super reasonably priced considering the price tag was still on there for over $100, especially if you have that credit to your account. That means you can get it for even cheaper than the sticker price, which is awesome. I also found this kids FSU bomber jacket, which I don't have a kid. I don't know why I bought it. It was just so freaking cute. I had to buy it. I'm a sucker for like vintage FSU stuff. So I bought this bomber jacket. It's super cute. And then another great thing I found is this Lululemon vest, which is a down vest. So super expensive. Found it. It did have a couple stains on it, but I still sold it for a pretty decent price on Poshmark. So very happy with that. The next store that I want to talk to you guys about is called Label Swap, and this is also pretty much in the heart of South Tampa on Kennedy Boulevard, and it's right by Kennedy and Henderson. And Label Swap is like a buy-sell trade store too, but it's more like upscale. So they're looking for more, I would say, not so much like super vintage pieces, but they're looking for things that are trendy or things that you could find at like Macy's, Nordstrom, Anthropologie. And they use this really cool dot system. So if you are in the store and you see something with a colored dot, you take an extra percentage off. So it could be extra 25, 50, or 75% off. And a couple times a year, they do a level up sale, typically around like holidays. And if you have an item that has a dot on it, you get the discount for the next dot up. So as an example, if you saw something and it was 25% off, it would actually be 50% off instead during the sales. So super awesome to go during that time because you can get some good inventory for really cheap. I've gotten things like brand new J. Crew shirts for like 60 cents. I've gotten a Joie jacket for like $1. So I've gotten some pretty good things there. Also like a DVF silk dress that was so pretty, and I made a great profit on it. So definitely recommend going there. They also have a really big selection. And I think probably one of the best men's selections from any of the thrift stores that I'm gonna name on here. And they have tons of shoes, tons of jewelry, tons of accessories, and tons of clothes. and different brands like Lilly Pulitzer, DVF, Madewell, Anthropologie, Macy's brands, and like Nordstrom brands. They don't really have like a ton of Target and things like that. So really good place to get stuff from, but it can be kind of expensive depending on what the item is. So I typically will go there and just see if there's anything on sale, or if it's during one of the level up sales, then I will stock up on some stuff. But I also bring stuff to sell there, because if you do that, you can get 50% store credit. So I right now probably have like $200 in store credit there. So if I do find something, I can buy it. I actually found 2 Johnny Was pieces, new with tag there, and they were kind of expensive. I think they were like $30, but because I have that store credit, it was actually way cheaper for me. So definitely recommend using that strategy. So a couple of my good finds from Label Swap are these Balenciaga kitten heels that I got during one of the level up sales. Off the top of my head, don't remember how much I paid for them, but I sold them recently for I think like $80 or $90. So I made a really good profit on them. Another good find is this Belle and the Gypsy dress. It was not new with tag, but it looked brand new. It was white, sold probably 2 days after I listed it. So that was obviously a very good find. This Benjamin dress, which I had never heard of before, but when I saw it, it didn't have like a sticker on it or anything, so it was full price. But I saw it and I was like, this looks kind of nicer. So let me like do a little bit of research. Found the dress, and I think it was sold on Revolve or something. I also sold that within like the first day or 2 that I had it listed. So that was a really good find. And if you find something that you think is a good buy, definitely do your research to look at the brand or maybe the style to see if it's an expensive brand, because they did not price this as if it was an expensive brand. They priced it for like $10. So that was also a really good find. I also got this Kate Spade dress during the level up sale, and it was 50% off, so I think it was only like $25. Also happens to be in my size, but I'm not going to any formal events anytime soon, so I don't know when I would ever wear it. But it's super gorgeous, and I love the dress, but like I said, I'm not wearing it anywhere, but I did buy it to resell, so it's currently for sale. And then I got these Rag & Bone booties for like $5, and they're suede. I would say that they've only been worn once because they still have the sticker on the bottom for like what the material is and the shoe size, and there's a couple nicks on it, but I think someone wore them once and then didn't want them anymore. So I got those for a really good price too. So my next store is actually not really in the South Tampa area. It's in Brandon, which is probably like, I don't know, 20-ish minutes out of South Tampa. But there is a Goodwill, a huge Goodwill on 60 in Brandon. And this place has a ton of good home stuff, I would say. Of all the different thrift stores I've gone to, I think this place probably has the best home selection. I actually got my college, the dish set that I used in college from here, and it was super cheap. But they have a really good home selection. They have a huge clothing section as well, a ton of shoes. The stuff can be hit or miss, so I will say they have a lot of like Forever 21, Kohl's brands, Macy's. So I wouldn't say it's like super great, but you definitely can find some good things. They also have like Ann Taylor, Banana Republic, like a lot of Goodwills. And I'm sure you guys, if you've been thrifting, are familiar with, they will jack up the price on things like Ann Taylor and Banana Republic, which I really have no idea why. But then, for example, I found this 100% silk, brand new Lilly Pulitzer caftan, which retailed for like over $200 for like $3.99. So very confused, but I'm not gonna argue about it. They can jack up the price for Ann Taylor. But because it's such a big store, and I would say it's kind of disorganized with the clothing, a lot of times with sizes, it's not correct or anything, so you really have to go through to see the stuff. And they always have one color that is 50% off. So if it's a blue, if blue is the color of the week, anything you find that's blue is 50% off. They also have furniture, but I don't think their furniture selection is like anything groundbreaking. I haven't really found anything there, and I've been going there for years. They also have a lot of good vintage clothing pieces. So I'm thinking back to this Ann Taylor dress that I saw like years ago, and it would actually be really cute now with like a black turtleneck and some boots. I didn't buy it, but this is what it looked like. So they do have a lot of good vintage pieces like that, so I would definitely keep your eye out in that sense. But some of the good things that I found there are this vintage silk polo shirt. I'm not sure what the brand is. It was vintage though, and I thought it was really cute, so I bought it for myself. I also found this kid's Moncler puffer jacket, which was actually not in the kids section. It was in the t-shirt section, but when I saw Moncler around the hood, I was like, oh my gosh, is this a Moncler jacket? An authentic Moncler jacket, which it was. And I bought it for like $350, sold it for $150 actually a couple weeks ago, so that was obviously a really good find. Another awesome thing that I have found at this is a pair of leather Aquatalia booties that were, I wouldn't say they were brand new, but it looked like they'd only been used once or twice. Size 9, if you're interested, they're still on Poshmark. So you can find some good stuff here. You just definitely have to look and take the time because like I said, it's huge and kind of disorganized. So just be prepared for that. All right guys, last but certainly not least is Life's Treasures, which is also on South Del Mabry. So down the street from Avalon Exchange and Sunshine Thrift. They have a couple different Life's Treasures locations actually. There's the one in South Tampa. There's also one in Brandon down the street from the Goodwill I just mentioned. And I've been to both of them. I think I found good stuff at both of them, but I will say I think the home selection in South Tampa is better. But the clothing I think is kind of equal. I've found good stuff at both of those. So Life's Treasures is a nonprofit. All of their money that they make goes towards hospice programs for, I forget which hospital or health system in the area, and it's run by volunteers. So I always see a lot of like older women or high school, college kids there just volunteering their time, which is super nice for the community. But something I recommend is following them on Facebook because they have tons of sales. Pretty much every Thursday to Sunday is a different sale. So sometimes it'll be 50% off clothing, shoes, accessories. Sometimes it'll be 50% off home, sometimes 50% off furniture. So definitely follow them on Facebook so you can stay up to date on that. And sometimes they also have 50% off the whole store, which is awesome because you can pretty much find some really good stuff there. Just recommend you would go on Thursday when the sale starts so you can hopefully get first dibs on things. So with Life's Treasures, they also have discounts for military, first responders, I think some healthcare workers and teachers. So you can get an additional discount that way too. They have a good amount of home stuff. Like I said, I think the South Tampa store probably has a better selection than the other one, but they have tons of artwork, a lot of books and glasses, dishware, that kind of stuff. And then the one in South Tampa I think has more like collectible stuff too. I've seen like collectible crystal glasses or like china sets. And I think that's just because where it's located right by Palmacia Country Club and golf course, which is where a lot of rich people live, because to live in that area, I think the cheapest house is probably $700,000. So a lot of people will donate their stuff there. So they have a lot of good stuff at the South Tampa location. A couple of good finds that I have had there are a Peugeot pepper grinder, which I don't have a picture of, but I've actually found a couple of really expensive pepper grinders like that retail for like $60 to $80 there before. So definitely check out the home section to see if you guys can find any of those. I've also found this vintage Lilly Pulitzer dress, which is from the 1960s. I haven't listed, not really sure what exactly I'm going to do with it. There's a couple stains on it, which I'm going to try and get rid of, but just very crazy to me that I found a Lilly Pulitzer dress from the 60s, and I love Lilly Pulitzer, so I kind of want to keep it and never wear it, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Another good find is these pair of Patagonia shorts, which I think I paid like $1.50 for, and they sold like literally within the same day that I listed them. Patagonia obviously is a big Bolo brand, but these shorts were Joshua Tree, the pattern, so you can see like the trees kind of look like the Joshua Tree. So I did find those. I've also found a good amount of cashmere sweaters here, and something that I really want to encourage you guys to do is to buy a sweater shaver, because I have found so many cashmere sweaters that have pilling on them and people are like, oh, it's like used looking, I don't want it, or it's in bad shape. literally, if there's just pilling on it, you can use a sweater shaver and clean it up really quickly, and it looks brand new. So something I definitely recommend. I will put that in the notes so you guys can look at the sweater shaver that I use. And I've also found this vintage mushroom cookie jar from Sears. I think it was like made in like the 60s or 70s, and I think I want to keep this for myself. It does have a couple of chips in it, but still like super cute, I think. So I might keep that for myself. I also found these Coach sneakers, which were in really good condition. They had a couple of scuffs on them, but with a magic eraser, I was able to get a good amount of them off. Speaking of cashmere sweaters, this Robert Rodriguez sweater is 100% cashmere, has all of the embellishments on it, and I think it was selling retail for like $150, so this was a really good find, also for sale on Poshmark. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the different store locations that I mentioned on here so you guys can easily see where they are on the map. And then I'm also going to link any Instagram or Facebook pages that I mentioned so you guys can give them a follow and stay up to date on their sales or new items that they post. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave a comment, but I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you do, like and subscribe to my channel, and you can follow me on Instagram, which I will put in the notes as well. Bye guys.